So this is a story of Grim Fandango and the first Tony cut. When I was a kid, there were games. But not like the AI-assisted 3D rendered wonders of today. But the games were there in all of their pixelated glory. But what really powered the games back in the day were the stories. And one creator above them all excelled at writing these action adventures in the video game space. Tim Schafer. He had created a few games back in the day, including The Secret of Monkey Island 1 and 2, Day of the Tentacle, and Full Throttle. But as time went on and 3D gaming became more alluring to my young eyes, I was being pulled towards the sexy polygons of 3D games. With games like Half-Life promising to revolutionize PC gaming.
To Sector C test labs and control facilities. The time is 8:47 a.m. Thank you, and have a very safe and productive day.
Good morning, Mr. Freeman.
I came across a game by LucasArts, now known as Microsoft's Double Fine.
Today we're happy to announce that Double Fine Productions is joining Xbox Game Studio. Wait, what is that? What do you mean I signed? I didn't sign anything that... I thought this was for carpet cleaning.
With a guy named Tim Schafer at the helm. It was another one of those action-adventure games. And wow, did it look good.
Buenos dias.
It followed a character named Manny Calavera, a Grim Reaper, in the land of the dead, as understood through Mexican lore. This was in the days before YouTube, where you couldn't just quickly load up the trailer of the game and see what to expect. If you wanted gaming news, you pretty much exclusively had to look it up in gaming magazines. Now, Teenage Tony had made a decision. He was going to get Grim Fandango, and it was going to be the best damn game he had ever played. He scraped together some of his Canadian loonies, called the local Toys R Us, and made sure they had it in stock. Now, in our city, Toys R Us was a little too far to walk, but I convinced my best friend Mike to grab our bikes and head over and join me on the quest to get Grim Fandango. We got our backpacks, our cash, and jumped on our bikes to go pick up the game. The thing that we didn't take into account was my sense of direction. Now, I'd been to Toys R Us before, and I had looked it up on a map to see where it was, but I wouldn't say I was a regular there. After all, I did have my parents to drive me around. Toys R Us was at most a 30-minute bike ride away, but this was possibly our longest adventure we have ever taken to this point.
Are you ready for your big journey?
No! What journey?
The 4-year journey of the soul. It is quite a big trip, and I can't lie to you, Celso. It could be very, very dangerous.
The path was long. It was hard.
Beware, brave captain! Here in the darkest depths of the Sea of Lament dwell the most horrible monsters of all. The fearsome, murky demons of the deep will swallow you whole the instant you leave this pool of light. Heed my warning, or take one step forward and learn for yourself!
All right, I believe you. Just quit it with the creepy spirit of the land voice, huh?
especially since I'm pretty sure we didn't take the most direct route.
Yes, she's a beauty. That compass and the handle will sure come in handy too.
And when we got there, we locked up our bikes, we walked right up to that store, grabbed the big box copy of Grim Fandango for PC, threw our loonies on the counter, walked out of there, bag in hand, to rush home and play. As we jumped on our bikes to head back, we looked at the sky and we realized one thing. We were due for rain. Now, of course, we hadn't brought any rain gear. It's not like we had the ability to check the weather on our phones. We had a backpack with a game wrapped in plastic, and it would be fine, right? Remember how I said the mall was about 30 minutes away by bike? Well, I couldn't tell you how long it actually took us to get back home. But as we got more and more wet from the downpour, two things became abundantly clear to Mike. Mike was miserable, and I had a terrible sense of direction. I was just trying to figure out a new shortcut to get home after all. But instead, we ended up in many dead ends and back lanes. These shortcuts came to be known as Tony cuts later in life. We arrived back home soaked with squeaky bikes and a wet backpack. We opened the backpack to find the polyethylene barriers held up to the elements. Now it was time to enter the land of the dead.
The living still give me the creeps.
Mike went home for dinner, and as I installed the game, and I began to install that game on my blazing fast Pentium 200.
Let's take a look at your records. Well, the bad news is the train appears to be just out of your reach, but I still got a couple of tricks up my sleeve here. Yaha!
Running Windows 98, of course. Without spoilers, the game was life-changing. It was a brilliant script.
Manny, until now we scraped along the ground like rats. But from now on we soar. Like eagles. Heh. Like eagles on pogo sticks!
Amazing art with a noir theme with a story that rivaled some of the best of its time. The story was immersive and the puzzles were challenging.
Hey, while you have that off, let me try moving those weights around some more. Now, no monkey business, this... Manny, you promise!
It was so life-changing that it became a reoccurring theme in my life. Later in life, I paid homage to this game many times over. I got a piece of art commissioned for my dining room. I played through the Grim Fandango remake with my girlfriend. That's now my wife. I guess the moral of the story is that it's not always the end and the goal. It's the story of how you got there. Just like Grim Fandango. It's a deep world you can explore and live in for a while. Solve a few puzzles, and maybe, just maybe, you can find your own Tony cut. Thank you, I'm Tony, the Blacksmithing Gamer, signing off.
Why aren't you over at the roulette tables?
The roulette is for lonely widows and Frenchmen. Why don't you get some slot machines, Manny? Everybody, old women, little children, they all love slot machines. And I have a system, an infallible system for beating them.
I'll think about it.
I can tell when you're just humoring me, you know?
I think slot machines attract an undesirable element.
Oh, well, we're all undesirable, Manny.
Yeah, but your credit's no good to boot.
There was this one high-pitched whine it was making. Really grating noise, you know? And I searched and searched, but I couldn't find the source of the noise until we pulled in here.
Was it the blower?
No, it was Manny screaming in the back like a cat tied to a cruise missile.
That's a good one.
Tell me your system, Charlie.
I can't tell you my secrets, just this. You have to become one with the bandit, Manny. You have to get inside the machine and make it want to pay.
On second thought, stay away from my roulette tables. What's going on in that bottle? A tugboat?
This happens to be a perfect scale replica of the SS Lumbago. I'm just having a little trouble getting the walking beam to fit in the neck here.
That's funny, because a lumbago is usually more of a problem in the lower back than the neck.
Yeah,
Nothing. I better